Hello, graceful Libra. There are seasons when life doesn't ask you to search harder for answers. It simply invites you to notice what has quietly been unfolding beneath the surface all along. A subtle shift is beginning to take shape, and with it comes an opportunity to see your path with greater balance and honesty. Instead of rushing towards certainty, you may find that clarity arrives gently, revealing itself one thoughtful moment at a time. The symbolism surrounding you suggests a beautiful meeting between inspiration and reflection. As the influence of Venus encourages harmony and meaningful connection, fresh perspectives begin to replace old assumptions that may have quietly limited your confidence. You could discover that a conversation, an unexpected invitation, or even a familiar situation viewed through new eyes opens a doorway you hadn't considered before. Sometimes the most meaningful changes begin not with dramatic events, but with a willingness to see familiar things differently. If life has started to feel repetitive, consider this an invitation to loosen your grip on expectations rather than forcing immediate change. The image of the fool is less about reckless leaps than it is about trusting yourself enough to take a sincere first step without carrying every fear from the past. Something you once cared deeply about, a forgotten goal, a creative dream, or an unfinished plan may quietly return to your thoughts. Instead of questioning why it has resurfaced, allow yourself to explore where it now wants to lead. Progress may seem modest in the beginning, yet every deliberate choice becomes part of something much greater than today's results. The wisdom reflected in the Six of Pentacles reminds you that true balance grows through patience, mutual support, and consistent effort, where what you invest eventually finds its way back in meaningful forms. This is not a season for chasing quick victories, but for building foundations that feel both peaceful and lasting. Take time to reconnect with your inner stillness before asking the outside world for direction. The experiences you've carried, both joyful and difficult, have quietly refined your understanding of yourself, and that wisdom deserves your attention now. When uncertainty appears, let it become a reason to listen more closely to your own heart instead of a reason to doubt it. Every challenge has shaped a perspective that is uniquely yours, and that perspective is becoming one of your greatest strengths. A gentle current of possibility is flowing through your relationships, creative pursuits, and long-term ambitions. Rather than expecting dramatic miracles, notice the smaller moments of harmony, because they often become the beginning of lasting transformation. Opportunities are more likely to appear where authenticity replaces perfection, and where genuine connection matters more than appearances. By remaining open to growth without forcing outcomes, you allow new chapters to unfold naturally. As always, remember that this reading offers symbolic guidance rather than fixed certainty. Some messages may resonate deeply, while others may simply belong to another person's journey, and both experiences are perfectly valid. Trust your own intuition to recognize what speaks to your circumstances, because your choices remain the true force shaping your future. Stay with me as we continue exploring the energies surrounding your relationships, career, finances, health, and family life. Before we move forward, I'd like to share the symbolic color and numbers connected with this reading. If these reflections bring you clarity or encouragement, I'd truly appreciate your support with a like. It helps these messages continue reaching those who may need them. The numbers 6 and 24 may serve as gentle reminders of harmony, thoughtful choices, and meaningful partnerships. Rather than viewing them as guarantees, consider them quiet symbols, encouraging you to seek balance wherever life presents an opportunity. The color accompanying this reading is dusty blue, a gentle shade often associated with calm communication, emotional balance, and peaceful reflection. Wearing it, surrounding yourself with it, or simply noticing it throughout your day can become a small reminder to return to your center whenever life feels demanding. Let it symbolize composure rather than perfection. Your dreams deserve more than quiet intentions. They ask for steady action. Some of the people around you may not immediately understand the direction you're choosing, yet you have the ability to respond with patience instead of resistance. If tensions arise with someone close to you, remember that preserving harmony does not always mean avoiding difficult conversations. Sometimes the strongest form of balance comes from speaking honestly with kindness, allowing understanding to replace unnecessary conflict. You may also find it helpful to revisit your priorities, especially where practical responsibilities are concerned. Small financial matters or delayed obligations deserve your attention before they become larger concerns, not because you should fear them, but because responsibility creates the freedom you seek. Every thoughtful decision made now strengthens the stability you're quietly building, one balanced step at a time. If someone once placed their trust in you by offering help when you needed it, this is a meaningful time to honor that generosity with your own sense of integrity. Even if circumstances only allow small steps, sincere effort carries its own quiet strength. Every promise you choose to keep reinforces the kind of balance that supports lasting peace, reminding you that the energy you offer the world has a way of returning in unexpected yet meaningful forms. Many traditions describe karma not as reward or punishment, but as the natural rhythm of cause and effect, where every thoughtful action becomes part of a much larger story. What you nurture through kindness, honesty, and responsibility gradually shapes the path ahead. Instead of focusing on immediate outcomes, trust that each decision rooted in sincerity contributes to a future built on stronger foundations. There is also a gentle shift unfolding within your own life. It may not arrive with dramatic fanfare, but it carries the quiet feeling of standing on a bridge between who you once were and the person you are steadily becoming. Looking back, you may recognize how much resilience has grown through experiences that once seemed uncertain, and that realization alone has the power to fill you with renewed confidence. One heartfelt wish you've carried in silence may now begin moving closer to reality. Before it fully arrives, however, life seems to invite you to release one lingering weight, an old disappointment, an unresolved expectation, or a belief that no longer reflects who you have become. Making room emotionally often becomes the very thing that allows new blessings to find their place. The symbolism surrounding this reading highlights Libra's gift for creating harmony where differences once existed. Rather than asking you to choose between logic and emotion, it encourages you to let both work together. Your ability to understand different perspectives becomes especially valuable now, helping you form connections that feel balanced, genuine, and rooted in mutual respect instead of uncertainty. The Lovers appears not simply as a promise of romance, but as a reminder that meaningful relationships begin with alignment between your values and your heart. Whether this energy represents someone returning to your life or a new connection developing naturally, it carries the feeling of meeting a person who appreciates your authenticity rather than asking you to become someone else. This is less about destiny arriving all at once and more about recognizing a bond that grows stronger through honesty, trust, and shared purpose. You may discover that the greatest choice is not between two people, but between repeating familiar patterns and allowing yourself to embrace a healthier way of relating. If you spent too much energy preserving peace by setting aside your own needs, this chapter encourages a different kind of harmony, one built on openness, respect, and emotional reciprocity. Relationships flourish most when both people feel equally seen and equally valued. The next influence is reflected through the King of Pentacles, representing someone whose life has largely been shaped by discipline, achievement, and practical responsibility. This person may have devoted so much attention to building security that emotional expression naturally became secondary. Their world is dependable and carefully structured, yet something within them has begun to recognize that success feels incomplete without genuine companionship. Your presence offers a perspective they cannot easily create on their own. Rather than challenging their stability, you bring warmth, grace, and the ability to see possibilities beyond routine expectations. Through your appreciation for beauty, fairness, and meaningful partnership, you inspire them to imagine a life where ambition and emotional fulfillment strengthen one another instead of competing for attention. The energy surrounding this connection suggests that their priorities are beginning to evolve. What once seemed like a careful distance may gradually soften into a sincere desire to build something more lasting. They're beginning to understand that true prosperity is measured not only by accomplishments, but also by the quality of the relationships that give those accomplishments meaning. The Ace of Swords arrives as a symbol of clarity after uncertainty. Conversations that once felt delayed or incomplete may now become more direct, allowing misunderstandings to dissolve through honesty rather than assumption. This energy encourages both of you to speak with openness and listen with equal care, creating the kind of understanding that allows lasting commitment to grow from truth instead of expectation. For you, Libra, the Ace of Swords arrives as a reminder that true clarity rarely comes through louder voices. It comes through honest ones. Your natural ability to understand different perspectives becomes especially valuable now, allowing conversations to move beyond assumptions and into genuine understanding. Someone who once seemed emotionally reserved may suddenly feel ready to express what has been quietly living in their heart, replacing uncertainty with words that carry both sincerity and intention. Rather than offering mixed signals, this connection begins to favor openness and mutual respect. You may notice that difficult subjects become easier to discuss because both people are more willing to listen without defensiveness. The real strength of this energy is not simply speaking your truth, but creating enough trust for someone else to share theirs as well. From that place, choices become clearer, hesitation begins to dissolve, and the future feels less like a question and more like a path you're ready to walk with confidence. The star follows with a softer, deeply restorative presence, reminding you that healing often happens so gradually you don't recognize it until you look back. Whatever disappointments, endings, or emotional burdens you've carried have quietly reshaped your understanding of yourself. Instead of defining your story, those experiences have become the foundation of your wisdom, making your heart stronger without making it harder. This card encourages you to believe that renewal doesn't require becoming someone different. It simply asks you to reconnect with the most authentic parts of yourself that may have been overshadowed by disappointment or compromise. Like dawn spreading across still water, hope returns gently, illuminating dreams that never truly disappeared. They were simply waiting for the right season to be seen again. Your appreciation for beauty, fairness, and meaningful relationships naturally inspires those around you. The encouragement and kindness you offer others often find their way back when you need them most, reminding you that genuine generosity creates lasting circles of support. What once felt impossible may now seem quietly attainable because your perspective has become calmer, clearer, and more deeply rooted in self-awareness. Healing continues to open space for the relationships that truly belong in your life. The Ten of Cups presents a vision of emotional security built not on perfection, but on mutual understanding, shared values, and the willingness to grow together. Rather than limiting your independence, this connection offers a peaceful foundation from which every part of your life can flourish. If love has been part of your journey, this energy suggests the possibility of creating a partnership that feels like a place of belonging. Building a home, sharing everyday routines, supporting one another's dreams, or simply finding comfort in each other's presence all become meaningful expressions of commitment. Lasting relationships are created through countless small moments of trust, and this card reflects a bond that grows stronger with time rather than fading through familiarity. In matters of health, patience becomes one of your greatest strengths. If you're returning to exercise or rebuilding your physical routine after a long pause, honor where your body is today instead of comparing it to where it once was. Progress may arrive more slowly than you'd like, and some temporary discomfort is perfectly natural, but consistency will carry you much farther than urgency ever could. Give yourself permission to rest whenever your body asks for it. Recovery is not a setback. It is an essential part of becoming stronger again. Every thoughtful step forward restores both confidence and vitality, allowing you to return to your natural rhythm with greater resilience than before. Professionally, you may be entering a period of adjustment that requires more observation than reaction. Whether the challenge comes from a new environment, unfamiliar responsibilities, or changing workplace dynamics, try not to measure the experience too quickly. Focus on doing your work with care and professionalism, allowing your reliability to speak louder than temporary discomfort. Over time, your steady approach may naturally open doors to opportunities that feel more aligned with your strengths and values. If you already enjoy your current role, consider this a period of refinement rather than reinvention, where small improvements gradually lead to greater confidence and fulfillment. For those seeking employment, flexibility becomes an important advantage. During interviews or trial periods, some assignments may seem repetitive or less meaningful than you expected, yet they often reveal qualities employers value most: patience, consistency, and a willingness to contribute wholeheartedly. By approaching each task with quiet professionalism rather than resistance, you build trust from the very beginning, creating stronger foundations for the opportunities that are still unfolding. If you're preparing for interviews or taking the first steps toward a new professional opportunity, try not to let anxiety carry more weight than preparation. Every conversation is only one part of a much larger journey, and no single moment has the power to define your future on its own. What matters most is showing up with sincerity, confidence, and a willingness to learn, because those qualities often leave a stronger impression than perfection ever could. Financially, this chapter encourages you to bring the same sense of balance to practical decisions that you naturally seek in your relationships. As your priorities become clearer, you may begin recognizing opportunities that once blended into the background. Instead of chasing quick rewards, you're being guided toward choices that combine stability with genuine purpose, creating progress that feels both sustainable and personally meaningful. The people surrounding you may also play an important role in your financial growth. Observing those who have built success through patience and consistency can offer valuable insight, not because your path should mirror theirs, but because their experience may help you recognize possibilities that fit your own values. Meaningful collaborations or shared projects could gradually emerge, bringing together creativity, trust, and practical results. Abundance often begins with a change in perspective before it appears in material form. As you release old fears surrounding security or scarcity, you create more room for confidence, thoughtful planning, and inspired action. What once felt uncertain can slowly become achievable, especially when your decisions reflect long-term vision instead of temporary pressure. This period also encourages you to define success in a broader way. True prosperity is not measured solely by numbers or possessions, but by building a life where your work supports your well-being, your relationships, and your deeper sense of purpose. Each balanced decision becomes another stone in a foundation that will continue supporting you well into the future. In matters of love, there may have been moments recently when emotional distance quietly replaced the closeness you once shared. The affection between you has not necessarily disappeared, yet misunderstandings, unspoken expectations, or lingering insecurities may have created tension that deserves gentle attention. Rather than seeing these moments as signs of failure, consider them invitations to understand each other more deeply. If disagreements have become more frequent, this may be the perfect opportunity to step away from pride and return to honest conversation. Libra often seeks peace, but lasting harmony grows from truth rather than avoidance. If you've made mistakes, acknowledge them with grace, and if someone you love is carrying unspoken hurt, give them the space to express it fully. Healing begins when both hearts feel equally heard. Some emotional wounds may run deeper than they first appear, yet that doesn't mean they cannot be repaired. Relationships strengthened through compassion often become more resilient than those that have never been tested. By choosing patience over defensiveness and understanding over blame, you create the conditions for trust to grow stronger than before. If you're single, your heart may be quietly weighing hope against the possibility of disappointment. You could find yourself wondering whether expressing your feelings is worth the emotional risk, especially if someone has occupied your thoughts for quite some time. Listen carefully to your intuition. There are moments when giving yourself more time is an act of wisdom, but there are also moments when a gentle step forward opens doors that hesitation never could. Whether you're getting to know someone in person or building a connection from a distance, allow the relationship to develop at its own natural pace. Instead of searching for certainty too quickly, pay attention to how the connection makes you feel. Genuine companionship often reveals itself through consistency, ease, and the quiet comfort of being fully yourself. Within your family life, the energy shifts toward deeper understanding and renewed closeness. Shared experiences, thoughtful conversations, and small gestures of care become the threads that gradually strengthen your relationships. A sense of belonging grows naturally when everyone feels respected, valued, and included, Old misunderstandings may begin to soften as compassion replaces old assumptions. Your gift for seeing different perspectives allows you to become a bridge between loved ones, helping conversations move toward understanding rather than conflict. Sometimes the greatest healing within a family begins when one person chooses to listen with an open heart. Creating a peaceful home is about much more than physical space. It is built through daily acts of kindness, shared responsibilities, and the quiet reassurance that each person is accepted for who they truly are. As trust deepens, your loved ones may respond warmly to the calm presence you bring, inspiring greater cooperation and emotional closeness throughout the family. This chapter reflects the beauty of relationships that continue evolving with time. The wisdom gained through past experiences becomes a guide for everyone involved, helping each person grow without losing their individuality. As old emotional cycles gradually come to completion, stronger foundations of love, security, and mutual support begin to take their place, creating a future where each member of the family can flourish together. You may notice that your energy feels a little quieter than usual, and that's perfectly all right. Not every season asks you to move quickly. Some invite you to slow down enough to hear what your thoughts have been trying to tell you. If your mind keeps returning to situations that cannot be resolved anytime soon, gently remind yourself that carrying tomorrow's concerns will not bring tomorrow any closer. Peace often begins the moment you stop asking yourself to solve every unanswered question at once. If your rest has felt unsettled lately, listen carefully to what your body may be asking of you. Sometimes the answer isn't found in doing more, but in creating space for stillness, healthier routines, or letting go of the mental noise you've carried into the evening. A simple change in your habits or perspective may bring a surprising sense of relief, allowing both your body and your mind to recover more deeply than they have in quite some time. One gentle reminder deserves special attention. If someone close to you shares a concern that seems small from your point of view, resist the urge to dismiss it too quickly. What feels insignificant to you may carry real emotional weight for them, and your willingness to listen with patience can strengthen the relationship far more than offering immediate solutions. True harmony is built when every voice feels respected. At the same time, remember that balance also includes honoring your own perspective. Listening openly does not require abandoning your truth. Instead, allow curiosity to guide the conversation, because understanding another person's experience often broadens your own without diminishing it. The greatest wisdom frequently appears where compassion and honesty meet. If you're studying, pursuing new qualifications, or working toward an important personal goal, the energy surrounding you favors steady concentration over rushed results. Progress becomes easier when you surround yourself with people who share your commitment to learning and growth. Their encouragement can help you remain focused whenever distractions begin pulling your attention in too many directions. Rather than measuring success by immediate outcomes, trust the value of consistent effort. Every chapter you complete, every skill you strengthen, and every disciplined choice becomes part of a much larger journey that will continue rewarding you long after today's work is finished. The relationships that feel most supportive now are those built on mutual respect and emotional balance. You may naturally find yourself connecting with people who bring a sense of calm, encouragement, and genuine understanding into your life. Whether those relationships are personal, professional, or simply friendships, they remind you that meaningful connections rarely demand perfection. They flourish through trust, kindness, and shared intention. As this reading comes to a close, remember that its purpose is not to predict every step of your future, but to offer a moment of reflection along your path. Keep the insights that genuinely resonate with your experience and allow everything else to drift away without concern. Your intuition remains your most reliable guide, and every thoughtful choice you make continues shaping the life you're creating. If these reflections have brought you clarity or encouragement, I'd be grateful for your support through a like and by subscribing to continue sharing future readings together. Your kindness helps these messages reach others who may also be searching for hope, perspective, and a quiet reminder that growth often begins within. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your days continue to unfold with greater balance, meaningful connections, quiet confidence, and the kind of inner peace that stays with you long after this reading has ended.